Justice, how the heck are you?
I'm doing okay. Today was one of those days, just bang, 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 one thing after the other. But sometimes those days are good. I think I enjoy those days because of the busyness of it. I like having things to do, and I like when you accomplish something, it makes you feel good. But also today, had to make some sacrifices. Didn't get to work out, even missed a meal.
Dang.
It's like, what are we doing here? But
you know what?
Overall, good.
I got something I got to do in the morning, but I was gonna say it does sound pretty good. I've been craving wings. I haven't had wings in forever. I was like ripping a pod and then going to get some late night wings would be fire.
Dude, right about now, I could literally go for anything. It's interesting. I don't think of myself as a picky eater, but I'm also not the type of person to say I'll literally eat anything. I have a couple of friends who would just no matter what you put in front of them. But right now, just about anything you put in front of me, I would probably devour. I'm pretty hungry right now.
Heck yeah, dude. Hey, right off the top, you and I talked about we've talked about dream sponsors on the pod before, right?
Mm.
What's our go-to if we could have anybody?
I mean, I'm thinking of two right now.
What are they?
So first I'm going to go Lego.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then we've also had a Zevia package in the center.
Right.
For maybe every
So
episode.
what are we on? Episode 46? We haven't got a ton of traction with the sponsorships from Lego and Zevia, but I think we can change that right now.
Do it. Through
the power of AI, we've generated some ad reads. That these were not specifically given to us by these companies, but through AI, we created these in literally a matter of seconds. So we're going to give you a little taste of what we can provide.
Let's do it.
I'll read the first one. I haven't even read through these.
Okay.
I just typed in a prompt.
Okay.
This one is going to be for Lego.
Let's do it.
So, Lego, hey, guys, we got to tell you about something that we really love. Hey, you. Yeah, you. The one who's still trying to adult, but can't shake the urge to build things. Big things, small things, unreasonably complicated things. Sound of bricks clacking together. Introducing adult Legos, or just Legos. The same beloved bricks you grew up with, now with 40% more frustration. Wait. 100% more caffeine. Sound of someone dramatically sighing.
Wait, is this like a?
This is a long ad. Hold on.
Is this a prompt for a new product that gives you
These are just Legos for adults. I don't know. Sure, you could be at a grown-up dinner party, or you could be constructing a 3-foot replica of the Millennium Falcon. Pan to it, because who says you can't do both? With adult Legos, you're not just building sets, you're building character. And maybe a couple of tiny Lego cars that you'll lose under the couch. Who knows? Life's a mystery. Scene change. A guy in a suit is seen putting together a Lego skyscraper at his office desk. Why is it giving us these?
How long is this?
Grab your adult Legos today, because let's face it, the only thing more complicated than your life is the 5,000-piece Lego set you're going to tackle tonight. Adult Legos. Because you're never too old to build something awesome or break it down and start over for the third time. Sponsor us.
First, they might say, could you shorten it a bit?
Could be a little long. I don't want anybody doing the 10-second tap through on the ad reads. Okay. All right. This was a prompt about a...
Wait, are these screenshotted or do you have...
I just have the website up, so...
Maybe you can type in, shorten this, summarize this.
No, this one's a lot shorter.
Oh, okay.
So this says it needs to be read in upbeat, quirky voice. Do you want to do this one?
I got you.
This would be a good Zevia ad read.
Oh, is this Zevia? Okay.
They're calling it Soda Lux. Whenever it says Soda Lux, replace with Zevia.
I got you. Okay. Yeah, I feel like, did your prompt say
I didn't say Zevia. I should have specified Zevia.
Okay. Okay, wait, I need to...
Upbeat, quirky voice.
Right. And Soda Lux, does it only say it one time? It says twice. Okay. All right, here we go. Are you tired of sugary sodas that leave you feeling like you've just chugged liquid candy? Mm-hmm. Well, buckle up, because we've got a new drink for you to try. Introducing Zevia, the naturally sweetened soda alternative that tastes like a fizzy dream, but might also maybe change the way you think about beverages forever.
This is good.
We're talking about a soda that's sweetened with only the finest natural ingredients, let's not get too technical here. How does that, dude? They have comma, let's not get too technical here. Just know it's a delicious taste explosion with a little extra sparkle. But before you start sipping away, we should mention that the lasting health effects, dude, this grammar is off. Well, they're still, under review. But hey, what's life without a little mystery? Stevia.
Zevia, right?
Or sorry, I said, yes, Stevia. Zevia ... It's got that, oh my gosh, this is so good flavor, minus the sugar crash for now. Just for now. So grab one, pop the can, and enjoy the sweet taste of adventure. But maybe don't drink it all day. Every day until science gives us the green light. Zevia, who knows what happens next, but it's delicious now.
That's an incredible ad read.
Also, you said that one was shorter. That was like a year.
Well, you stumbled over every sentence. Yeah, those were good. Lego, Zevia, if you're listening, sponsor us.
Go back to those. I thought I did a pretty good job. The reason why I stumbled was because that grammar was not proper, dude.
It generated it in 1.5 seconds.
You're like, give it some room here. But
I think that was pretty good. We'll formulate some more of those. Let us know in the comments.
I think, yeah. I think it was
if you guys like that, products that you'd like us to maybe be sponsored by in the future, and we'll go ahead and rip an ad for them. But you can't sue us because they're not real. So
yeah. Also, maybe like AI needs an update on like grammatical errors.
Bro, I bet you if I read this ad, some of those were user errors. I don't want to be, I don't want to say anything bad about you, but
sorry, dude.
I'm just kidding. I do like Zevia.
There's commas everywhere.
Who knows what happens next, but it's delicious now. That's incredible.
Also, did you type something in the prompt about Zevia being like not good?
Or no, I
FDA approved or something.
I didn't say anything specific about Zevia. I just said ad read about a naturally sweetened soda alternative that tastes delicious.
Wow, they really honed in on the. We
but
don't.
Like,
it's
I don't
so
know.
New. You could die if you drink it all every day, but we don't know.
But I do think that I've worried about that in the past. About
new things.
Well, just like stevia, not Zevia. Zevia is sweetened with stevia, but I'm always like, I went all in on stevia. Like Poppy, I'm drinking Poppy right now. It has stevia in it, I think, maybe. Zevia definitely does. I put stevia in my coffee. So like one day,
you don't worry about that though.
They say it's like natural or whatever, so I shouldn't be too worried about it. But I'm like, they think everything's good for you. They think smoking cigarettes is fine for you until it is not. So
you don't worry about it though. We were just talking about this the other day. How they came out with that. I guess they didn't come out with the information, but like the information came out where there was some
You're talking
ingredient
about
in stevia,
erythritol.
and you still used like.
Oh, it's in Bai.
It's also in the
made your blood
stevia that
sticky
you
or
put in your
something?
coffee.
I don't know.
No, but we were talking about how my parents found a stevia that didn't have
Erythritol.
Because
it's weirdly
Erythritol?
if you
Is
just
it
buy like
erythritol?
stevia at the store, it's actually very difficult to find just straight stevia. Like most companies have
What do I put in my coffee?
erythritol and stevia.
Holy crap.
And maybe monk fruit. Some of
She's
them also
killing
have
me.
monk fruit in it.
She's trying to kill
Is
me.
monk fruit bad for you?
No, I think that's also still natural. It's just not straight stevia. Like
No, yeah, that's what we used to have at we'd have monk fruit sweeteners at Betterblend.
Oh, yeah. I think it's like just another natural
Yeah.
sweetener.
It actually tasted pretty similar to like any other like stevia or didn't really taste, which is kind of, I'm like, I don't know, maybe I just can't tell the difference, or it's like, are they all just really still using the chemicals to make it taste good? Or, I don't know. Anyway, pretty crazy. Today I've had like a quote stuck in my head all day. I actually wanted to bring this up. So obviously people get like songs stuck in their head throughout the day. Here recently, I've been hyper focusing on, this is probably just another, like I watch The Office and Parks and Rec like all the time now. I like got off of it and now I'm like on an Office kick again. It's like probably watch it too much, but I've been watching them so frequently, I guess, that I am picking up on like the subtle changes in the characters in the way they say things. So like obviously
Like they're real people.
Obviously, right. I mean, but you just don't think about that when you're just like watching through an episode. But like Jim, like as a character in The Office, he says things. Oh, like his character says things in a way that Jim Halpert would say things for most, or 3/4 of The Office. But there's like little times where like, obviously they was shot over years, where like you can tell that he's just like, I don't know, like it just seems a little off. And I've been like hyper fixating on those, and it will get like
Which line are
stuck
you
in my head.
Which line is stuck in your head today?
Like this one was Dwight, so it's not all The Office also, but it's just like that's what I've been watching a lot. But I was gonna ask you guys, first of all, before I say this, I was gonna ask you guys if you had anything like that. Like, are there any times in a movie or TV show where an actor says something and it's like the way they pronunciate it or the way they emphasized a certain thing, it wasn't like necessarily in the, like it doesn't seem like that would be in the script for them to do, but it's like, why did they say it like that? It's not like not bad, but it's just like interesting. Like,
Yeah, like when, like in the Jonas Brothers song when he's like red dress.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a song. I didn't even think about songs, but like,
That's iconic.
but yeah, just like stuff where you never think, probably as you're doing it, you're not thinking, oh, this is gonna be like people are gonna like constantly bring this up.
Yeah,
But like,
Yeah,
for
I
example,
don't know.
in The Office, it's like later. It's like season 8 or something. It's one of the later seasons when Dwight does like the doomsday device on the whole office. You know what I'm talking about? And they get all 5 strikes. That's a home run, so they're out. They're like, Dwight, you have to shut it off. And he like basically disagrees. He's like, no, like no way. Like you guys didn't have a safety net. And you did horrible. And he's like, I'll be sure to write you all reviews. And he's like, I don't know if he says growing. Does he say growingly or extremely? He's like, but the way he says negative, so he's saying, I'm going to give you like all negative reviews. He's like, I'll be sure to write you all reviews. And he's like, extremely negative. But he says it in like a theatrical
you're just like,
way.
why did they take that take?
Right. That's, I guess, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, why did that take make it in? It's like very theatrical, but and his character's never like that. But randomly, he's just like extremely negative.
I don't know if I've had that. It does remind me one time though, where like every now and then I'll get like a lyric or like one line of a lyric
Yeah.
stuck in my head. And specifically with this song, for some reason, one time I remember I was singing it so much that I was like changing genres with it. I was like singing it in different ways. But it was Gold Digger by Kanye West.
Yeah. Were you changing genres?
Where I don't know why. I was like doing yard work or something. And it was just playing on repeat in my head. And I was like singing it in a country voice. But when he says, you got that ambition, baby, look in his eyes or whatever, you know that? I was just like, that was stuck in my head so long I started singing it in like a country twang.
Did it sound good?
Pretty good. Yeah.
But it was in your head. It wasn't like,
No, I sing it out loud
yeah, you
a
did.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I like really slowed it down.
oh,
I was like, I don't think I
yeah.
can. You didn't even want me to.
Yeah, we can. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't even want me to.
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
That's tough. You got that ambition, baby.
Hey, I got I got something else. We can move on. World Series just ended.
Yeah.
I think it actually technically ended. I could have talked about this the week prior, but anyway, watched a lot of it this year. Did you watch?
I watched most of it.
Yeah. Have you in past years watched a decent amount of it?
This is the most I've watched.
Okay, why? What? Because that was the exact same way with me. I guess it's just like the two teams were pretty iconic. I don't know if it was marketed better on social media, but like I've never been that invested in a World Series. It was fun to watch. But anyway, all that being said, I played baseball growing up as a kid. Never really did anything with it. It was never like my main sport or anything. And like my dad was a baseball player. Like I'd say I know like baseball pretty well. Not as much as like basketball or football, but like I'm not like I don't know certain rules or like I feel like I know everything. Anyway,
Yep.
I don't know everything. I know everything.
We know that you think that.
Yeah. I just mean like I feel like I have like the fundamentals of baseball, whereas like some people still don't. But I was not aware that, and they kept saying this because it was like a home run derby on the World Series. I was not aware that different fields were different lengths.
Yeah.
Just because.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, and I'm sure there's a comedian that said this, but I was really thinking, I was like, that's as if I were to say, oh, sweet, the Bengals are going to the Giants to play their next game and the end zone is only 50 yards, not 100. Like,
or 120 yards or something.
Like, what? That doesn't make any
There's a
sense to
couple.
me.
Yeah, because like obviously like basketball, courts of regulation.
Yeah, it's like, oh, sweet, we're going to
Like
Madison Square Garden.
Golf is obviously like that. Courses are different. I think soccer can be like that. There are certain like not Stamford Bridge. Where does like Man U play? I think. Anyway, some kind of field that's like a big team. I'm pretty sure their pitch is wider.
It's wider?
Yeah.
Dude, that doesn't make any sense. That literally gives teams a home advantage if they play there more than any other team and it has the shortest outfield and they have a home run record. It's like, okay, well, you have an easier
but that's like
challenge
the
to
Red
hit
Sox
a home run.
have like the big green giant or whatever, or the green
Giant?
the big giant wall. What's it called? The Great Wall of Boston.
Boston's Fenway Park, isn't it? Or do they have two?
Whatever. I think it's the Red Sox, but they have like the
because there's a Red Sox.
They have like the giant wall in center field.
I don't know.
So it plays like
maybe I don't know
extra
baseball
long.
as much as I thought I did. I know everything about him. I know everything about baseball.
Yeah. Yeah. What are the different pitches?
The different pitches? Oh, and like
everything. Like what are like? Give me like the big four.
Curveball, fastball, changeup, slider.
Maybe five. Yeah, sinker. I don't know. That's pretty good. He got it.
I was just saying, like, in terms of the feat to hit a home run out, though, again, home runs aren't everything in baseball, obviously, but it just was kind of like wild to me because it is literally the exact same as if you're like, okay, sweet, we're going to Madison Square Garden and the 3-point line's only 15 feet. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Imagine you go to an arena. It's not the 3-point line's different. It's just a 6-foot goal. It's just like only 6 feet high.
That's funny. Hey, do you mind if we get serious for a few minutes?
Let's do it.
All right. A few episodes back, I told you that I was once an author in my younger life.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I told you I might bring that book on, and it's heavy.
Okay.
Do you want to hear the book?
I would love to. Wow. Wow. What is this graphic? Can we see the...
This is George Toe's life. So you have George Toe in the center with his turtle Bob. I think Megan knows the book better.
Are
than
they
I
like...
do. She's a big fan.
Are they doing... What are the...
At one time, this was a bestseller in my neighborhood.
What are the dancers that like do like one
Not
knee?
dancers. These
The
are
Rockettes.
these are his siblings.
Why that look
dude.
like the Rockettes though?
The Rockettes? I don't even know what that means.
The dancers that all stand in the line and they do the kicks.
the kicks.
I wrote front cover and colored it on the top. Now, I call my mom today and I say, hey, this is a one of one. Actually, a one of two. I sold the other one for $20. There's no way she still has it.
About that.
I said, hey, I'm gonna read George Toe's life on the pod. I think I think it's finally time. And my mom said, oh, okay, like really? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, okay, I'll set it out. You can come pick it up. She calls me back and she says, don't be dogging on George Toe on the pod. Like they need to understand that this was a really dark time in your life.
Wow. That's
She said,
scary.
I went to fourth grade for half a year. Like I've told you, Miss Love was super mean. And then I came home and I authored this. Now we're into the
This is
table of
laminated.
contents.
There's a table of contents.
Yeah, you have introduction about the author, chapter 1, chapter
Even
2,
about
chapter
the author.
chapter 4, chapter 5. Now,
Wait, can you tell me the
Fire
chapter
bell.
names?
as we go
Oh,
through,
okay,
yes.
okay.
Guy's getting ahead of himself. Now, this might take the rest of the pod, but we're here for it. The real ones will stay, right?
I don't know.
No, we'll go quick. Introduction. This story is about a boy who at first his only friend is his turtle Bob. His name is George Toe. Then later in the story, he finds a friend.
His name is George.
Then later in the story, he finds a friend, period. And he has 6 brothers and, 6 sisters. Comma was in the wrong spot, but
Just like the AI. Okay.
was a little young. About the author, Blake, middle name Logsdon. Don't want to give all that away to the public. I was born in Louisville, Kentucky. List my birthday. I have 2 older sisters and 1 younger sister. I've since gotten another sister. One of my older sister's name is, I don't know if I just want to give all this away. I give her age. My second oldest sister's name is her. She is 13 years old. My youngest
I thought this was
sister's
about
name
you.
is Emma. She is 18 months and is adopted from China. I live with both of my parents. I like all sports such as soccer, baseball, basketball, hockey, and football. Real jock. Chapter 1, Messed Up.
Let's go, dude. I'm waiting.
Once upon a time, there was a boy whose name was George Toe. He had 6 brothers and 6 sisters. You might think that would be cool, but there was a downside to it. They all played sports, so somehow they only got to go to his brothers and sisters' games. So eventually, he just quit. He felt like no one liked him and that he didn't fit in anywhere. Whenever he asked someone to come over, they said no. Even his family didn't want to be around him. His only friend was his turtle Bob. He spent most of his time in his room talking to Bob, which was the only thing he liked doing.
That was the only thing he liked to do.
Sometimes his turtle would walk away.
Did you actually have a turtle or no?
George's normal day schedule was go to school, come home, do his homework, and talk to Bob for the rest of the day. He would do that every weekday, but every weekend, he and Bob would go to a movie. People had heard of him, so sometimes people would want to be his friend, but then they found out that it was George Toe, so they left. He liked all different types of sports, so he and his turtle would play in his backyard.
Nice.
Now we have some illustrations. George, Bob, brothers, sisters. They all wear matching clothes except for George. Chapter 2, My First Real Friend. Is this getting too long?
I don't know. First part was pretty funny, but let's read another chapter.
This would be this is like I'm on The Voice. You guys cut or whatever. Or X Factor, I guess.
Do the
Well,
My
I turned
first
my
real
chair.
friend. One day, George and Bob were playing football in the park when a boy walked up and started talking to George. George said, "Why are you talking to me?" And the boy said, "Well, I'm new here and I don't have any friends, so I was just wondering if you wanted to be friends." So George said, "You mean with me?" "Yeah," said the boy. "Okay," said George. So they went to the boy's house. They played for a while, and then George called his parents to ask if he could spend the night. His parents said, "Stay as long as you want." So him and Bob came home the next day, and nobody was home. At first, George thought his family was in the basement or just hiding.
They're in the basement.
Chapter 3.
He's like,
What happened to George's family? What happened when he got home was he put away his football and sneakers and then went to find his family. He checked downstairs, upstairs, bathrooms, anywhere you could think of. So eventually he went back to his friend's house and stayed there for a few days. After a few days, he went home and his family was there. He asked them where they had gone. It turns out they had gone on vacation. His family said, "Sorry, we got in the car and we were all so busy that we didn't notice until we were there."
Dang.
George wasn't surprised until his mom took him in her arms and said, "I love you." That surprised him.
Wait, look-y clever, though. Kind of clever. You're like
More
saying
illustrations.
he wasn't...
We'll have to photograph the illustrations so that our viewers get to see.
Wait, so like he
Full
wasn't...
effect.
Huh?
I should get the full effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't like surprised because he's like, "I'm not surprised you guys would leave me." And then she said, "I love you." And he's like, "No, that's surprising."
That's exactly what happened. Chapter 4,
This is-
Together at
this is
Last.
start.
Wow, Together at Last.
His friend came over
That's a cool title.
to see what he could do, but then he saw his parents were home, so he was going to leave when George stopped him to introduce him to his parents. The boy felt odd knowing that he had never met George's parents before now. George introduced his friend to his parents, and then they went off to play. They played for a few hours, and then George's friend went home. More illustrations. This is George and Bob passing the football.
Just like letting time pass, or that wasn't connected to the story, right?
He's doing
Chapter
the football
5.
with his turtle?
Yeah.
This is the final chapter.
What's this called?
Chapter 5. Things got better. After his friend went home, he went to see where Bob was. He found Bob lying on his bed. George said, "Do you want to go play football?" Bob crawled off the bed and followed George to the backyard. After they got done, they came inside. When they got inside, George's parents said some things that changed his life. They said that from now on, they would go to his games too. And then they would start treating George better. George had it all now. A new friend and his family.
Wow.
The end.
Wow. A masterpiece.
So yeah, definitely like some, I don't know, maybe underlying issues.
Yeah, how old were you there?
I don't know. I'll say an age and my mom will call me and correct me.
You said 4th grade, didn't you, or no?
Oh, I guess that's true. Well, hold on. I was probably 8. I don't know. Old enough to type.
Wow. Pretty
So-
solid. Pretty solid structure. You got some introduction.
About the author. It was almost just exclusively my siblings' ages.
Yeah.
Not a ton about me.
But I think you had some good structure, not only with the introduction, but also like you had some rising action, climax, conclusion. I think you had some pretty good structure in there.
Yeah.
There is a few things that I'm like, is this like a real story, or is it like, okay, now the turtle's throwing football?
It's like, how realistic is it?
Yeah. You like Marvel?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really see the.
So what about when like a raccoon is like shooting a machine gun? and
Yeah, but
stuff?
that's
you
like-
buy that, but a turtle can't throw a football.
But, like, they're-
what about Franklin?
But like their thing is.
What about
they're not
Franklin?
real? I thought that was like, oh, this is real.
Hey,
You know what?
thought these guys were real?
You know what it sounded like to me? It sounded like you were George Doe. Is this true?
I've never thought about it like that. Man,
Blake, let me tell you something. I think George Toe's life was once yours.
yeah, I think you're probably right. I just think I was trying to get depression
Just
out in any way
express,
I knew how.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would you say in your life
Expressing depression.
was Bob?
Probably my dog.
Yeah, that seems like more normal pet to throw balls with. But
anyways, I don't know.
Also-
I didn't see you writing a book when you were 8, so that was honestly really hard for me to read back through.
oh yeah,
And
it's
share
part of
with
some
everyone.
past memories or things.
I like that on lunch today. I told Megan, I said, "Hey, you got a string on that hat, just a white string on the hat," and she just ignored me, and the string's still there.
Oh, I don't know where it is.
It's up top. Have you not? Still there.
I don't know. I haven't looked in the mirror.
Well, I thought it was pretty good. I appreciate you for sharing that and sharing a piece of your heart.
Yeah,
on the
You tell
podcast.
me something really like personal.
No, but I do think that I do think this was
Don't touch it.
a success.
Thanks.
Your grammar seemed better than the AI, so I applaud that at the very least.
Okay.
But also, I like the happy ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too. I wasn't so far gone.
Yeah. Was this like, did you write this over like a span of like a year? Or is it just like
It didn't take
one
me
of
a
those
year.
days where
It was
you're just
5
like, I hate
pages.
my freaking family. And then at the end, you were like, she said, I love you.
I don't know, because the interesting thing about George Toast's life, and there are so many, is that I never had beef with my family. I think I'd probably.
Never?
I think honestly, I had probably watched Home Alone recently
That's what it sounds like.
because I don't know where
'cause-
else I would have gotten an idea that his family left him for vacation.
Right. And like pet turtle and all that. But
Anyways,
yeah. That was good.
It was good.
That was good.
Megan, you got anything?
This is a little outdated, but because it's from Halloween, but I didn't see it till afterwards. But I showed some of it to Blake. Did you happen to see Duncan's social media campaign with the spider donut?
No.
So in talking about brands being interesting, I'll send you some of these. And these are real. I went to their Instagram. They're all still there. Basically, for October, they had a seasonal menu, and one of the things was like a donut with a munchkin like donut hole in the middle to make it look like
They've
a
had that
spider.
in years past too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. But randomly in the middle of the month, they had the spider donut take over their social media and post a lot of things that are kind of questionable. I sent a
Spiders,
few of
yeah.
them to both of you.
Freak. You send it to us?
I just sent it to you, yes.
Trying to find me a water spout for real. Now, is this a female spider or a gay spider?
Your girl said I'm not so itsy bitsy.
Your girl said I'm not so
You got the next one?
itsy-bitsy. I've got the long legs. All I need is the daddy.
My gosh.
These are still on
sound
their
like-
Instagram.
Verified Dunkin'
But
account.
they did the gay. That's a gay emoji, right?
The the finger guns?
Yeah. Finger guns. Do it and see.
I'm not doing that crap.
He's like, yeah, the 2 finger guns was shooting each other.
That's basically what it looks like, though, is it not?
It's like
Yeah.
You
they're
just literally did
pointing.
it. What you just did, we could clip that for a thumbnail and look like you're doing that emoji.
I know that
So it's the
means-
finger guns. So don't come at me.
It's not finger guns. It means
I think
gay.
it's just pointing.
It doesn't mean gay.
Yes, it does when they're touching like that. Bro, that means gay
Does it?
traditionally. Yeah, but I wouldn't
I thought it
think.
was like a meme thing.
What else? The only other thing that could be is like a break the gate thing. Have you ever done that? Like where you're like dad or grandpa when you were young, they'd be like,
Or no,
break the
no,
gate,
isn't
you're too
there?
late.
What?
What did you just-
You're. I don't know what he's talking about.
What's the thing that
What
they
did
do
you
where
just
it's
say?
like what is the first part where they're like, in the hole, you're too slow. Break the gate. You're
In
too
the
late.
hole, you're too slow. Your grandpa's wild. Okay. Megan, what are you telling me?
I was gonna say, but
What's the first part?
Isn't that also like I was thinking maybe it's supposed to be like a little old me.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's not gay.
that's the gay sign.
No,
dude.
it's not.
That's
it's
like
it's like I'm too little. Well, yeah.
Me.
It's like
What with the fingers like this?
Yes.
No.
I don't know.
No.
canceling.
What am I thinking?
We don't have enough subscribers to cancel us. Honestly, it'd be better to be canceled because then we get more popular.
I
All
mean,
want is
so he
popularity.
posted, Spider Guy posted
Just kidding.
12 times on their Instagram over the course of multiple days.
It's a girl spider because your girl ain't so itsy bitsy.
No, your girl said
it's
I'm
a
not
guy
so itsy bitsy.
spider. He said, "Tell your
Oh.
girl, I ain't so itsy bitsy."
But
So
the
it's
third
a
one
guy
seemed like a
spider.
girl.
But then he said, "Looking for my water spout."
Yeah, it would also be a guy.
No, that's not the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about, wasn't the third one sound like a girl, or am I just
I don't know. Who knows?
not thinking?
Maybe it's a bisexual spider.
I've got the long legs. All I need is
That's a girl.
Duncan just said D.
I've got the long legs. All I need is the daddy.
Yeah. Is the daddy?
No,
Don't know,
that
but
guy's not-
he was posting all those things, and then at one, and then
You are gay.
oh, I have something else that reminded me of something else. 2 days before Halloween, he posted one
She.
like and I'll leak the holiday menu, and so then he posted
one like.
their Christmas menu,
Oh,
and they then responded with a press release that says we wanted to address our community regarding the recent takeover by Spider Donut, aka Spidey D. What began as a fun and delicious stunt quickly escalated into a rather chaotic situation. It says Spidey crossed the line this morning when he leaked our top secret holiday menu to the public in exchange for one like. So as a result, his login credentials have been removed.
Dang.
wow. I'm not gonna lie, kind of clever. I also was considering, as you were talking about that, I was saying, are they saying that some people got offended and they're actually apologizing? But no, they got me because it was still
Just because he leaked.
Why
the
does
menu.
this? Why does the spider donut have to be sexualized though?
yeah. I don't
A wonderful question.
I don't think
know what I
it
mean?
needs to be. Yeah. It's a spider donut.
You guys have never heard like when you're playing. What's the first part? When they say break the gate and then the little kid goes
Stop.
like this to break the gate and they say you're too late
I don't think
When do they say the
so.
whole part then?
and they're like so did I can't remember the first part, dude. And then they say in the hole and you try to put your finger in the hole and they say you're too slow.
You just do this on a regular basis when you see your grandpa?
Well, my grandpa had passed, so thanks.
Well, when he was alive. Because that's what you said. Those are your
Gay
words, not
Mount
mine.
Everest.
I said okay. You said you reminded me of the news anchor thing. This is very old and the video quality is terrible. You really just need to listen to it. But I saw this the other day.
Climb the highest mountain in the world, Mount Everest. But he's gay. I mean, he's gay. Excuse me, he's blind.
Okay, as we head to the break, a look at the 6 o'clock.
Look at the 6 o'clock news.
But he's gay. I mean, sorry, he's blind. Like, didn't even sound the same.
She just says it so confidently.
Yeah, didn't even wasn't even close to something that, oh, you could mess that up.
And like back at that time, she said he's gay, and you know, people at home were like,
And he climbed a
he's
mountain.
blind, and they're like, oh, thank goodness.
They're like, good for him. Yeah. Like,
How
oh,
did he
he's just
carry all
blind?
the equipment?
Yeah. Like a blind.
Do you think it'd be harder
now
to
I see
climb?
a blind person
Do
climbing
you
Mount
think it
Everest.
would be harder to climb Mount Everest if
Blind.
you were gay or blind? That's a real question. You know? These are things people have to deal with.
Ask me in different.
Because in one scenario you couldn't see anything.
Ask me in two
In
different.
another
times.
scenario, you'd be worried about getting your shoes dirty.
Right. Ask me in two different generations. like two different.
Okay,
time
this is the
frames.
early generation.
The early generation. So, okay, I can see what you're saying. What?
Dude,
You're gonna ask me.
we are not on, I don't know what you want me to do here.
No, you
we're
have to-
we're
you have
running into the issue we had last week.
You have to ask me. You have
Okay.
to ask me as if we were in. So, like, if we're in the 1950s, you got to ask me like you're a 1950s reporter.
Hey, Justus. I'm asking you if it's harder to be gay or blind to climb Mount Everest. That right?
Yeah.
Hey, is it harder to be gay or blind?
Gay.
Okay. I don't think that went
Ask
the
me
way
again.
you want. Is this modern justice? Justice? I already asked you.
Wait, I
man.
wasn't Justice in the 1950s. It was a character.
This guy's
Cancel him.
homophobe.
Blind.
Um,
Blind.
It would be harder blind.
you think? If you had to lose one
Yeah,
sense,
that'd be hard.
If you had to lose 1 sense,
not like money, like one of your senses.
Yeah. Not that dumb.
I'll take the
So
pin.
then I'd still have 99 cents.
You had to lose one. You had to lose one of your sins. What would you? I'm like, I don't know what I do.
I don't know, man. Money's tight. If you had to lose one of your senses,
Why did you sing into the mic?
I was saying earlier for him, you were gone. I tried. I said I kind of did it in a country way. I was like this, and I tried to sing, and he was like, "No." Which sense would you like to lose?
Maybe I don't like touch.
Yeah.
Touch.
Only reason why I'd say that is if you lose that, like, I don't know. I'm gonna sound stupid here. When you lose, like, does anybody lose that kind of sense unless they have like something? I feel like
Usually
it's gotta
nerve
be
damage.
pretty serious, right? But you can still function. Like, can people not like physically not feel their hand touching their leg, but they can still move it fine?
Some people can.
Some people maybe. It's not usually that. Maybe it's. I don't know that it's usually that big of an area. Sometimes, like it's a finger. Or
Right.
something.
I'm just saying that because, like, my job, like, just doing, like, in the video world, like, obviously, sight and hearing is, like, huge, like, constant, like, going through sound design and different music tracks and obviously visuals. It's all about visuals and, like, different things like that.
I wonder if
Then everyone
smell would be
loves, like,
way
a
to
good
go.
plate of food. Don't want to lose taste. Desserts.
Never if you chose smell though, you'd never have to smell anything bad again.
You wouldn't taste either, though, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
if
a
that
lot of
wasn't
your taste
on
is
the,
smell.
if that wasn't part of it,
What'd you say?
if that like wasn't part of it though.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it
I
You ever heard
wonder-
about people though that have like a phantom disorder where they'll get like a limb amputated and they feel like it's still there.
that sounds awful to me. That's not like just people. I'm pretty sure that's like
Like they can
Pretty
feel
much
like
most
something
people.
on their foot, like an itch on their foot or something,
Yeah,
and they don't
think
even
about
have a
that.
foot anymore.
think about that.
That's crazy.
They feel like they need to itch their foot, which that would be awful because you literally like you physically can't do anything about it.
My question is, if you scratch the end of that nub, does that feel like it
I don't think
is
so.
scratching that itch?
That's why it's called phantom.
What if someone scratched? They took the leg away and it's in another room of the hospital, and someone scratched that foot and you felt it. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how it works though.
No.
That's
I
tough
wondered-
stuff.
I wonder though if you lose, because since a lot of your taste is from smell, if you lost your sense of taste,
Could you smell?
like if you could still smell it, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Why are those different
Because taste.
senses?
So like, I actually knew someone. I used to work with somebody that didn't have a sense of smell,
What?
and he started taste, and he would eat a ton of spicy food
I was just about to say, could he just like
because that he could
have
like
insane
taste,
spice
like he could
tolerance?
taste more of that. Yeah. But it was like, because your taste is really just, it's like whatever it is, like 5 things. It's like salty, sweet,
Savory.
Wait,
savory. Yeah. That's what
That would
you
just burn
taste.
his mouth, though, right? He wouldn't be tasting it more.
No, it gave him more of a sensation because you can if you hold your nose and eat something, then it's adjust your taste. So like for example, in psychology class one time, she gave us these like lifesaver, like the hard candies, and we held our nose and put it in our mouth, and there was no flavor; it just tasted sweet. And then we undid our noses, and they tasted disgusting because they were musk flavored, which is apparently something from Australia, and they were tasted like soap. They were
But she like didn't tell
gross.
you?
No.
That's cool.
And they were disgusting. As soon as you unclogged your nose, we were all like spitting them out. But like, you only taste the sweet part of it without your
That's kinda
smell.
cool.
So I would be curious if you didn't have the taste.
Somewhat of a perk then in
don't know.
some cases.
Yeah. What do you think if you couldn't taste the flavor of? I feel like a lot of things that people enjoy would be disgusting if all you could really feel was the texture. Like a cheesecake
If all you could
or
really
something.
feel was the texture.
Like he's saying if you couldn't taste
Like
it.
a cheesecake, if you couldn't taste it and it was just like kind of clumpy, soft cheese.
Yeah, if it's just no flavor, yeah, that'd be pretty nasty.
Well, if you don't have your smell, you could still taste it was sweet.
Yeah.
Do you
Or
remember?
salty.
Do you remember when we first started the pod and like cheese pie was this big thing?
Yeah. It wasn't a big thing. It was
Feels
just
like forever ago.
just like a comment on the pod. What do you mean?
Yeah, but it was like we had kind of talked about it off, and it was like
You
should we
brought it up
bring
like 8 times. That's what I
You're
remember.
just like cheese pie, cheese pie.
Just trying to carry the ship, dude.
I was like, we can just like chat it up, like have a conversation. You're like, I got this thing,
We would-
cheese pie.
we would just like screw around and test the mics and just be cracking up with each other, and then we would like start an episode and we'd be like, "Duh."
I think it is interesting though, because like a lot of people outside of like the podcast room, like we feel like very obviously we've got more comfortable in front of the camera and whatnot, but people are like, what's your podcast about? And ours isn't necessarily about something specific, it's just kind of just random. And that feels, it definitely turns some people off to go listen to the pod, but I also think it's interesting because there's plenty of podcasts that just talk about like their life and random stuff.
Yeah.
But it is interesting that that's like kind of a turnoff to some people because they're like,
Because they want a topic.
right, like they're like
Because they're
saying
smart.
that you don't. Well, it's just been some people, which I understand. It's like, why would I want to spend the time if I don't even know what I'm getting
Have you ever had
out of the
somebody
podcast? But
find out you have a podcast and they say, "What's it about?" and your instinct is just kind of to be like, "You'd hate it."
I don't know if it was my I don't think are you asking if it was my instinct or if I've ever like said that?
Like some people,
think I've
I
ever-
just kind of go
Even
like,
if
"Oh, it's about nothing. It's like just stupid stuff," and I'm just kind of like,
Sometimes,
"Don't
yeah.
listen to it."
I will say yes.
If I respect you, I don't want you listening to this pod.
It's like anyone like I know personally, family, friends, click off now. Like that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you only listen to like economics and business podcasts like this.
Like, oh, you got a podcast? What's it about?
yeah.
Maybe we should talk about the election, make it respectable.
He's like,
JK.
there's been some people that have learned that I'm like, we have a podcast, and they're like, yeah, what's it called? And I'm like, it's called Sorta Brothers Podcast, and they're like, oh yeah, what do you guys talk about? And I'm just like,
Just like my brother-in-law wrote a book one time.
he's like, is that like you talk about books a lot? I'm like, I was one time. Cheese pie was. It's just random.
Poop is a thread.
He's like, any patterns? You're like, poop.
Yeah.
Oh, poo.
But I don't think it's. I don't
The
think it's
poo
bad.
pod.
I think I enjoy it because
Maybe that's our next podcast.
I started here like this past year, maybe. I started listening to a podcast that was like this, where it was just like their lives and random. And it was almost kind of, this sounds like a little corny, but like kind of a fresher, like a fresh breath of air because of you get there. It was just like a breath of fresh air because it wasn't something where somebody just like they're kind of drilling a topic on you.
Yeah.
Because that's what the news is every time. That's what like most YouTube videos, like you're clicking on, you know exactly what you're getting. So I don't know. Maybe the fact that I didn't know what I was getting was what I was liking out of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sometimes it's just mindless content to listen to as well. Yeah, this is a good question. If we don't hit our goal, actually like and subscribe, but if we don't hit our goal.
Also, we never said welcome back to the podcast.
Yeah, welcome.
That's the first time we've ever done that.
We've read a full book. Didn't even welcome them. If we don't hit 500 subs and we got to shut this down, do we just pivot, start a new podcast? Maybe it's just a Lego podcast.
We don't even like change channels.
The logo
we
on
just
the wall.
we just change all of the logoing on the channel and everything, and it's just like, wait, I was following the Sorta Brothers podcast.
Yeah, they just changed names and now they're specific to
Dude,
one topic.
okay.
We do a year-long pod on Legos, then we do a year-long pod on something else, drinks.
Books. Okay. This reminded me. This is actually pretty funny.
We try a new drink every week and review it, and it's a 10-minute up. People would drink that up.
That's just a reviewing. That's not a podcast. It's just a reviewing channel.
We can get an ad read for it.
Okay. This is pretty random, but you sparked my memory. So, used to be super into bass fishing, as you guys know. Had a bass boat. We still have a bass boat, but I haven't been able to fish, for as long as, or for as much as I would have liked to this year. But there was this guy that I used to watch all the time on YouTube where he was just like a YouTube fisherman. He would just have different like vlogs basically of him fishing. I watch him all the time. He's been doing it for over a decade, like a crazy long amount of time. He's probably like 33-ish, still on YouTube. This maybe like 6 months ago. I looked at the channel and I was like, that looks super different. That he's not like at a lake. What is this? So I clicked over to his channel. There's a pinned video that says, like, I'm switching my content or something. Click on it. This dude's got over 1 million subscribers on a fishing YouTube channel. I click on this video. He goes, I know you guys weren't expecting this, but, you know, I've done fishing for a while and it served me well. But I'm going to start posting videos about some of my other passions. And he was like, and it's going to be one passion that I know I might lose some subscribers for, but this is what it is. He turns around. There's like a chart on like a little mini monitor. It's just stocks. All of a sudden, he's
just day trading?
Dude, I then looked every other video. He would get like, again, he had like 1 million. He'd get like 50,000 views, 100,000 views, 120,000 views, 70,000 views. Every other video was like 10,000 views, 8,000 views. He was just talking about stocks. And he'd been a YouTube fisherman for like over a decade.
What in the world?
It was insane. But that just reminded me because you were saying like if we just swapped, and I was like, people do that.
Yeah. There was a guy that I followed that has maybe a few million or something. I forget his name. But he always did those videos. It was like, beat me in a foot race, win $100 or something like that. And he would always do those. And then he would like be like, beat me in a bench press, or
Right.
like he would ask people how much they could bench, and then they'd be like 300. And then if they could actually hit their max, right then he'd give them $300. But if they didn't, whatever. He just said that he took like 6 months off for like mental health, like needed a break. And then he came back, and the first video he dropped was like, whatever, like, I got drumped.
It's okay. Hey, you know what? It's okay that you stumble on your words. We don't care.
I got dropped
There you go.
in like tundra for 2 weeks, surviving or whatever. Like,
I got dropped in a tundra? What are you
like
talking
it
about?
was like an exploration video where he was like trying to survive in like a super cold climate, like a total pivot. Like,
Did he actually
almost
word
like
it as I got dropped in a tundra?
Just falling in a truck bed.
He's like, you won't believe it. I got dropped in a tundra.
I got drumped in a.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we do pivot if it doesn't pan out. But we also said we would sell our equipment.
we pivot, but the quality is awful.
Tanks.
Same channel though. We just rename it. We keep our subs.
Yeah.
I don't know. Every time we hit 500 subs,
We have to
start a
restart.
new channel.
We have to restart. We have to delete this channel. No, just kidding.
leave those subs in the void. Megan, you gotta get to know the bros for us.
Yeah, we kind of did one with the senses, but
That was a good question, but we can do another one.
Well, we don't have to. Are we at time?
almost at an hour.
Let's do another one real quick.
Let's do another one real quick.
Let's see. Oh, Evelyn is crying.
Hurry up.
Hurry up.
What?
We'll cling the mics after this.
What is
I got
one
one more
thing that can instantly make your day better?
Ooh. You know what the first thing that came to my mind was?
What?
Chick-fil-A.
It depends on the day
That
for
might
me.
be shallow.
It is a bit shallow. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not saying that's
Family.
a bad pick. See, that's a deep pick right there.
Yeah. I mean, definitely that. Like if I'm actually like really sad.
Yeah.
But like if I know I'm getting Chick-fil-A on lunch.
No, it's a good
vibe.
pick. I'm not saying it's a bad pick. But for recently, it's been depending on the day for me. I don't want Chick-fil-A every day. I know you're a little different than me in that way. I feel like you can eat the same thing multiple times in a row.
I don't know if I'm locking that pick in. I was just throwing things out. You go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say, and I don't know. Again, this might make me sound kind of dumb, but I feel like recently I've been, and not just recently, but I feel like I hyper fixate a lot on just like my health. So, like today, I accomplished a lot today. I was literally hour by hour doing new stuff, doing something different. Never even really had time to like sit down and eat. But I didn't get a workout in.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm going to go to bed like I didn't complete my day.
Well, there's still time.
Yeah, I just feel like when I work out really late, it kind of, once I finish the workout, I'm like trying to go to bed and my body is still trying to like, it's like up, like racing, trying to like recover.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I like have a hard time going to bed.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. I get that. I'm kind of gonna go in the same vein. I was thinking sauna. I've been hitting the sauna a little bit. I've been enjoying that. I'm probably gonna go with jiu-jitsu though. I've been I feel like even over working out, I work out alone so much now, or at most it's like us. That I feel like a lot of times I'm still like I can be in my head about things.
You don't go to the
Like
gym anymore, like as a group with group classes anymore?
No, rarely. I mean, you see, I work out here almost every day, but yeah, I don't know. It's sometimes I think when you're alone and you're not in a group, you know, I'm just in a workout and I'm still thinking about things. So whatever is stressing me out or whatever, I'm still thinking about. But jiu-jitsu is nice because like if you're fighting someone, then that's all I'm thinking about, which is why I like it. So I'm going to leave us with one more thing. Touching back on the ad reads that we did, I want to leave us with a little ad read to get people intrigued and excited about the Sorta Brothers podcast.
Dang. Okay.
This is just generic for our podcast. Introducing Sorta Brothers, the podcast that's almost family. I like that. Meet Blake and Justus, two handsome brothers-in-law. Okay.
What did I say? Okay, you cannot come at me about the grammar, dude. What did I say? This is a callback. Maybe we play this in the beginning of the ep because we don't want to
callback. I just messed up. I thought you were talking about that we were handsome. I liked that it said that.
Oh, I thought you messed up because of a grammatical error. Anyway, carry on.
Meet Blake and Justus, two handsome brothers-in-law who somehow ended up stuck with each other for life. They're not quite brothers, but they're sort of brothers. And trust us, that's close enough for some seriously hilarious chaos. Join them as they stumble through ridiculous stories, roast each other mercilessly, and dive into family drama. Because let's face it, they're basically family. If you like bad jokes, awkward moments, and way too much banter for one podcast, Sorta Brothers is your new favorite show. It's like listening to your two favorite cousins if they were somehow even funnier and more annoying. Well, tune in now. It's the only family reunion where no one gets weird about the potato salad. See y'all next week.